Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
Hey, good morning. It is time to look at what's out there worth looking at more closely in the stock market. And helping us out, as usual, Dan Koh. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. And the first thing I'm looking at is you. You're looking rather suave with your new hair.
You're so kind today.
Yeah. You got a new haircut?
No, it's a bad hair day, but yeah, it's just different.
Okay.
So let's get into it. We've got something called Dasin Retail Trust.
That's right.
REITs have been quite the, buzz these days with all IPOs and so on. But this is not something that's new. This is something that's been around for a long time.
Certainly. And yes, before we get into that, welcome to Companies to Watch, a segment where we spotlight and soak you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risks, as well as hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. 8855-0893, text us and tell us whether you think it's going to be a hot or not. Yes, Ryan, Dasin Retail Trust. That's a familiar name that many of us might resonate with, especially if you're looking at investing within China's retail business and the retail landscape. But here's the problem. The pain of Dasin Retail Trust unit holders extends till today.
How much pain are you talking about?
We're talking about 33% down year to date in its share price to 2 cents, and in fact more than 90% down from their IPO price.
Okay, try to work the math around that. So it was nearly $1.
It was almost $1, and in fact I believe its IPO price was priced at about close to 81 cents, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So they're down to about 2 cents as of the 21st of July 2025 until trading was halted yesterday. So let's dive into the details, all right? From a unit price of around 80 cents in 2020, the counter's value has practically evaporated to a mere 2 cents as of yesterday, and the trust's market capitalization of around $16 million. Here's just perspective for you to look at. Barely enough to even buy a starter bungalow in Singapore.
Okay.
Yep, so some of the loss in value is due to the regulatory clampdown on property financing in China, where DRT for short has a portfolio of retail malls in the cities of Zhongshan, Zhuhai and Foshan. So just yesterday, trading in the units of Dasin Retail Trust was suspended on the Singapore Exchange, and it comes as the business trust was unable to comply with listing rules that required the timely release of financial results and the holding of annual general meetings. Wow. Red flag there, don't you think?
It's a perfect storm of red flags almost. You've got financial reporting challenges.
Yeah.
You've got legal challenges. You've got disagreements between directors in the company, change in management as well.
Yep.
Not a great spot to be in.
Yeah, I mean, technically under the rules of Singapore, an issuer is required to announce its full year and quarterly financial results as soon as the data is ready, as well as to hold its annual general meetings within 4 months after the end of its financial year. But Ryan, guess what? Since the third quarter of 2023, the management team of Dasin Retail Trust's China's unit has stopped providing key financial documents. That's about 2 years ago. And, we're looking at data including accounting schedules, balances, and transactions with related parties. So these documents are required to prepare the group's annual financial statements for financial year 2023 and 2024, and the quarterly results for 2024 and 2025. And they have little reasons, at least investors, to be drawn to DRT, because according to the trustee manager, the last annual general meeting held was for financial year 2021.
Yeah, it's really been a tough few years. I'm just looking at some of the news flow in the past 2-3 years, and it's been facing various issues like having to fire someone for money they owe.
Yes.
You also have some of their loans defaulting, so they've got to repossess a director's properties.
Yep.
So there's a long list of things going wrong.
Yeah, the name of the game here is a lack of transparency, because according to the trustee manager, the personnel in charge of the rent rolls of the retail malls of the trust has refused to provide such information for the purpose of conducting the valuation of the investment properties, which are the most significant assets in the group's statements. So as a result, the trust has not published audited financial statements and held annual general meetings since December 31st of 2021. So the trust also warned that its assets are at significant risk and are subject to significant impairment due to a series of developments involving its China subsidiaries. So these include, like what you've mentioned before, suspicious fund transfers, unauthorized lease agreements, diverted rental income, and breaches of loan agreements.
Yeah.
As an investor, how would you digest this news?
If you're going to be investing something overseas, right, you want transparency, you want accountability as much as possible. At least the optics has to be something that you can get on board with. I don't think it's checking all the boxes here.
No. And to add fuel to the fire, the moratorium granted by the High Court of Singapore has expired as well on July 13th. And this was back in January of 14th BOS filing, where Dasin Retail Trust was granted a 6-month moratorium, during which no resolution could be passed for the winding up of the company. So now that they've passed the deadline, July 13th, that means that puts them at risk of possibly just filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah, so you might have to see some liquidation processes underway now.
Yeah, potentially so. So yes, the trustee manager was also directed to provide valuation reports on the trust's molds, information on any acquisition, disposal, or security grant over the trustee's manager's property, and the quarterly updates on company-level financial statements. So under the current circumstances, they may not have sufficient information to allow unit holders to properly assess the trust's financial position for the purpose of trading in the units. And it also comes against the backdrop of DRT facing legal challenges in China over subsidiary shares earlier this year. So it does seem like this is not painting a very good light for them. And for that reason, and for the reasons that I've mentioned so far, Dasin Retail Trust for me is gonna have to be a not. What say you, Ryan?
I'm not surprised, Dan. You've been listing a long list of wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So, of course, for folks who are invested in it, not great for you.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, things can find a way of turning it around. Not a great position to be in.
Yeah, certainly so. But we'll see how this develops over time. If there are any announcement or material developments that might warrant a disclosure for them. And that pretty much wraps it up for our analysis of today's Stock in Focus, Dasin Retail Trust. Ryan, here's some fun facts about Dasin Retail Trust. Did you know that they made its debut on the Singapore Exchange mainboard on 20th of January 2017, and they were the first SGX-listed REIT offering direct retail exposure to the Greater Bay Area in China.
Oh, okay. So a China play.
Yeah, and in fact, during its IPO, it was oversubscribed more than 7 times, reflecting strong investor interest in China-exposed retail assets listed via Singapore.
Yeah, that's back in the day when things were quite hot around Chinese place.
Yeah, fast forward to financial year 2022, DRT posted a net loss of over $277 million. And back to where we are today with lots of bad news just filling up the company. So, where do dogs go after their tails fall off?
I do not know.
The retail store.
Okay.
And what does a lady in the mall do with a cheesy credit card?
Shopping.
Go on a shopping spree.
Okay.
And that's all we have for DRT.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.